Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. I'll give this live stream 2 seconds to get up and going. Seems to be a delay, so hopefully you can hear me okay as you're coming in. If you wouldn't mind, let me know if the audio is okay. So have an external mic now, and let's see if it's any better as we're going live here on location here in Mexico. All right, so today we're looking at the one of the best ways. So I would call it the best way. That's why I titled the video the way that I did, the best way to generate new construction leads, also known as new build leads. So new construction, new homes, new builds, they're all interchangeable in real estate. My favorite niche is new construction, new build. So I personally work with a ton of builders, so I work more from the other side in doing their marketing and generating massive amounts of leads for them in Texas, in Michigan, California, Florida, New York, you name it. That's what we're doing. So I personally know really the buttons to push when it comes to new construction, but here this is actually a strategy. As we go through it, I'm going to give you the step by step. This strategy is one that actually works for you, the real estate agent. This actually goes against the builder. So hopefully none of the builders are watching this content, because I'm just going to give this to you, because if you get this strategy right, you're going to be getting new construction leads, new build leads, new home leads by the droves and for practically free. And you're going to see exactly what I have to use, practically, which is pretty darn close to free. So as you're coming in, a like is going to go a long way, and also comment down below, are you doing any new construction leads? And sorry, there's a big truck behind me and it passed. And of course they're going to park right in front. Awesome. So when it comes to the new construction leads, this is my preferred strategy. So let's just get right into it. Warren, good morning. Appreciate you hopping on. So this strategy, one quick thing before I actually get to the strategy, is this is going to be a long-term play. So this isn't going to be something that's going to be fly by night. So there is some startup required, and then also there is, let me know if you can hear me okay, because the truck just parked out front. So here in Mexico, they actually deliver gas directly to you. So the neighbors decided to get their tank filled right as we're going live, which is very appropriate, right? So let's jump right into it. So again, this is something that will, if you establish it right, it's gonna absolutely work. So the entire strategy is predicated around domain buying. So domain buying, so having a unique domain that you own. So I'll let you know exactly how that works. Yes, those vecinos, right, Karen? Right, that's what I'm talking about. So it's predicated around domain buying, and sometimes you have to buy a domain for an expensive amount, but most of the time you won't, especially with the strategy that we're covering today. So let's just put everything into motion. You know practically that new construction, new communities don't go up overnight. There's a good amount of planning that happens. So first they have to purchase the land, second they have to develop the land, and then third they have to decide which builders, if it's not the builder that actually is doing everything seamlessly, they have to decide which builders are going to actually build on that land and get permits for all of this. So everything that I just talked about requires permits and requires time. And what that means is that this is public information. So generally what happens is a massive developer, massive investor group will purchase 500 acres, 1,000 acres, 1,000,000 acres. That's exaggerated, but so many acres that it becomes news. It becomes a little public record where the X, Y, and Z ranch sold for a record amount of money, and it's going to be developed by X, Y, and Z developer. So that actually makes the news oftentimes, pretty often. So you get an understanding of, hey, there is a new either a master plan community, or there's a new community that's about to go down here. Let's just call it west of Fort Worth, because I'm thinking of one very specific that we've deployed this strategy and it's working fantastic. So this is master plan community west of Fort Worth that was purchased by a big developer, and chances are that they already have the name of the development that it's going to be called. So for the sake of our example today, which is I'm going to give you in some I'm going to give you some real info, and then also some alias info, just so you have a little bit of understanding of where we're going with it. So generally, you're going to know what they're going to call that community. So let's just call it the Bear Creek community, just randomly. So we know that this is a Bear Creek. The Bear Creek community. That's what they're going to call it. So why wouldn't we go over to GoDaddy.com and purchase up Bear Creek new homes? Right? You catch my drift? So this is again predicated on several things. One is the domain buying. Two is knowing the builders that are coming into town, or knowing the new communities that are going to happen. And it's not rocket science. It's not difficult. All of this is public information, so you know that it's coming down the pike. And then three, kind of what I alluded to earlier, this is a long-term play. Now, if you develop this right, you're going to instantly be getting some pops, where you're getting these domains. Now, we'll talk about what you actually do with these domains in 2 seconds, but this is long-term. You're going to get some short-term pops, meaning some short-term wins, but then you're also going to have that long-term win overall, where this means that anytime somebody types in Bear Creek anything, Bear Creek community, Bear Creek new homes, Bear Creek builders, Bear Creek whatever, that is prime real estate for you. Because what's going to happen, especially in master plan communities, you're going to have multiple builders in that master plan community. You're going to have D.R. Horton, you're going to have, and these are just more, I would say local, but I'm in Mexico right now. So let's just say local to Dallas-Fort Worth. You're going to have D.R. Horton. You're going to have KB Homes. You're going to have, who else do we have? John Houston. You're going to have Toll Brothers. You're going to have all of these builders that are going to run ads. They're going to do as much as they can to get their builders, to get their homes sold sooner than the other person. Because the quicker that they sell the quicker that they sell their homes, the quicker they can even move on, or the developer will release more lots specifically to that builder. It just depends on how they're structured. So that's why I love new construction, because there's really no competition in the sense of real estate agents, because this is more of a macro strategy where you position yourself as the key fountain of information. So this is where we actually get to the X's and O's of what to do with this domain. Having the domain alone is not going to cut it. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. And then maybe the developer, maybe the new construction, the new builds, the builders are going to reach out to you and try to purchase it from you. But you're not after a couple $100. You're not after a couple $1,000 for the domain. What you're after for is the actual sales of the leads. So what this means is, what we're talking about here is generating just an insane amount of leads organically. So you purchase a domain over on GoDaddy. Now what you have to do is you need to build out a website. Now, hang in there with me. When you build out the website, it does not need to be incredibly complex. It can be done on Wix, it can be done on Squarespace, it can be a WordPress website, it could be a done-for-you website. There's a lot of website builders out there that make it incredibly easy to build out a platform, to build out a website. So that is very easy, that's very simple to deploy. It's not going to require too much time. The content, let me know in the comment section down below if this is making sense, if there's anything that I need to elaborate on, because I see it very clear as day, because we're deploying this at a massive scale in multiple communities. But I may be overlooking something that is just not resonating. So let me know in the comment section down below. So when it comes to the content, here's the thing. Think about what your buyers are asking you whenever they want to go see a new home. Think about what you would want to know of a new build community before you even go. Of course, you're going to want to know the price. Of course, you're going to want to know the floor plans. You're going to want to see some images. You're going to want all that information. But also, whenever there's a new build community, especially if it's a master plan community, which just to give you an understanding what a master plan community is, it just means there's multiple builders, means there's generally either a school that comes along, there's shopping that comes along, there's gym, there's just something where you can basically stay in that little metropolis of that new build community and you don't leave anywhere. So that's what a master plan community is. You don't have to go anywhere. It's all your utilities or all of your life things that you want to do, recreational things, are in that community. It's beyond just the home. They sell you a lifestyle. So whenever you're looking at these new build communities or these master plan communities, either one is going to work. In building out your website, you need to provide information that's going to benefit your buyers. That's going to benefit, which here's this is what I really like about new construction. A lot of new construction, a lot of new home owners, a lot of new build owners, they're second or third, fourth, fifth time purchasers. So that means that they actually have a home to sell. So there are people that are first time home buyers that get new construction. However, the majority of the purchasers, especially once you get into that a higher price bracket, they are actually second time or more homeowners. So they have a home to sell. That's what I really like about new construction, because I get 2 for 1, basically. So whenever you're putting in this information, whenever you build, let's do one quick recap because I feel I'm going a little bit too over the place. So that gas truck hasn't moved, by the way. So I'm being very distracted. Hopefully it's not coming too loud here on the audio. First we have to have the information. Once we know that a new build community is coming into play or a master plan community is coming into play, we have that knowledge. Second, we need to understand what it's going to be called. And again, you can call it very specific, or you can call it Fort Worth New Homes. That one's already taken. That may not be taken by somebody that's on the live stream, or a variation of. I just own so many domains now. So once you have an understanding of what the actual name is going to be, then you need to attach yourself to it, and something that a purchaser would actually search for, because that's going to help you from an SEO perspective. Then the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to build out that website, which is going to have information about the builders that are going into that master plan community. You're going to have information about the types of homes that they can expect, information about the type of, if they're going to bring in a school, if they're going to bring in a water park, if they're going to bring in an X, if they're going to bring in a Y. So you're going to provide all that information. And here's the thing, you don't even have to get this information firsthand. I encourage you to, but oftentimes the builders themselves will actually give you their media kits, their marketing kits. So you get to put their information on the actual website that you now control. So you have all of these people that are interested in the Bear Creek community in our example. All of this information, all of these people looking for information on that home, the only thing that they're going to find, especially starting out, is that press release that the developer did, or that news article that was written by the Fort Worth Telegram. That's all they're going to find. So this is a huge opportunity for you to educate, aka provide value, and a huge opportunity for people to reach out to you. Is this making sense? The chat's been extremely quiet, so I don't know if this is just going way over your heads, or maybe I'm being very, very good at explaining, which that might not be the case. So let me know if there's any questions that come up with this. But this is, again, by far the best way to generate new construction leads, new build leads, because you're going to generate leads very, very quickly. It's not going to be instant. Yeah, there's more of a long-term play, but here's the thing. Once you establish yourself in that SEO spot, once you establish yourself as the go-to resource, you don't have to pay for another lead again. Karen, it makes a lot of sense. Good, I'm glad. Thanks for the feedback. So these are the types of leads that you can expect a month from now, a year from now, 30 years from now. It's going to continue happens. What are the legal implications? They can't they ask for us? Sure, they can ask for things to be taken down all the way. So that's why I strongly recommend that you put your own information on there. So go and take the pictures for firsthand. Go and provide as much firsthand experience as you can. Whenever you are taking content from somebody else that you have permission for, make sure that you source them, so you provide the source of where you got it from. But the rest of it is public information. If you put that they're going to put dry cleaners, if you put that they're going to do a water park, if you put that they're going to build a new gym, a new school, that's information that's out there. There's nothing that has to do with there's nothing legal about that. But that's a great question, and that's something certainly you want to check with your broker, with your regulations, there's multiple things at play here, so you can absolutely do your own due diligence there. But if you approach it right and put appropriate disclaimers, you're gonna be up and running, because here at the end of the day, your interest and the builder's interest are aligned to a certain extent, in the sense of the more successful you are with that page, the faster that they get to sell their homes. Now, sure, they may prefer that their sales reps sell all of the leads, but is it organic leads? Sure, it is organic leads. So I'm not suggesting that you run ads. You could, but these are organic leads. And the only thing that's going to cost you is a domain and the actual hosting of the page. So it can be done for less than $10 a month. And this is really, again, this is one of the best ways that you can go about getting new construction leads, new build leads, new home leads. So as a real estate agent, you position yourself as the authority in that area. Now, one of the questions that's going to come up is, well, what happens when they leave? What happens when they built? Great idea. 12 years in business, never thought of this. Thanks. Hey, I appreciate you, Tish. One of the questions that's going to come up is, well, what happens when they're through with building and there's no more homes to sell? Great question. That's a very good question that I've thought through quite a bit, and we've experienced quite a bit. Here's the thing. Regardless if the community is built in a year or in 5 years or in 10 years, however big the community is, there's going to be resales. So all the information that you provided about the community is still valid. The schools are still there. The gyms are still there. The whatever businesses happen to be there are still there. Now what you can provide is, on your MLS, you can do a little search around that community and then populate all the resales. And that's what is in place of the actual homes that are for sale now, as opposed to the builder name. As opposed to the builder inventory. You can keep the builder names. You can put that these are D.R. Horton homes. You can put that these are John Houston homes. You can put that these are Toll Brothers homes. All that stuff there. That's still money. That's still good. But now you provide a resale template or a resale cheat sheet for people to click on your link and see the homes that are available in that community. Now you have a huge asset that you can control and put in some additional sponsors if you want. Now that's more long term. I don't want to get into that strategy because we're actually just developing that strategy and getting sponsors to pay for advertising there. But outside of that, again, that's a strategy that's going to generate you leads by a lot, by a ton. So folks, that is how to get new construction leads. You may think that it's incredibly sexy. You may think, man, it's incredibly boring. It's a lot of work and it's not something that I'm going to do. Whatever your perception is of that is your perception. I can tell you that this works. I can tell you that this resale opportunity in my area is massive. Absolutely. So Warren, I have the pleasure of knowing Warren, so I know that he's in the Tri-Valley area and Pleasanton, California, all that fun stuff. So yeah, there's some massive opportunity over there. So don't sleep on the communities that are already built. Preferably, I would love for you to get on a community early so you can have time to build out the assets, to build out the whole infrastructure necessary to get it going. Worst case scenario, you jump on a train a little bit behind the curve to where something's already been built, or there's already all these communities that are being built, but that's okay. And as a quick reminder, if you wouldn't mind smashing like for me 1 quick second, it's going to send out notifications that we are on live, and it's going to really help the channel grow. That would be amazing if you wouldn't mind just hitting that like one time. Outside of that, I think that we're good. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know in the comments section down below. I'll gladly address any questions that come up. If you want some tips on how to get this going outside of what you saw today, I'd be happy to be a resource. Well, folks, it's been a pleasure. I'll talk to you on tomorrow's live stream. Thanks. Bye.